to Your Audacious Life Live right here on Wednesday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, where you can just hang out for a handful of minutes with me, Stephanie Young, Audacious Success Coach, who just wants to support you and be with you as you dare to dream bigger and have a roadmap for your dream to become reality. I'm grateful as always that you've chosen to spend some time with me. And today we are going to jump right into our topic, which is finding perspective, how to find perspective and clarity when you face new challenges or navigating a new known. And you might be like, a new known, wouldn't it be a new unknown? And the reason that we are talking about this, I was excited to talk about clarity and perspective today, but it even hits more home to me now because I've just come back from a trip to Texas with my family. We took 5 days and completely unplugged, and at least I unplugged from business and went on a mini vacation. And also, we did a memorial to bury my grandmother who passed in January. And our whole family got together to do this. And my family, who all lives together in this big house, we went together on our first family vacation of 6, my parents, my brother, my husband, myself, and my son. And we went to Texas. Now, I need to give you a little background on this trip. I'd also love to know, if you are watching with me live or on the replay, have you ever been to Texas? And if you have, where have you been in Texas? And did you love it? And now, let me tell you why I'm asking. Okay, so I have spent many, many years of my life going to Texas to visit my grandparents. And this was my dad's parents who lived with us for the last 4.5 years. We brought them here to help take care of them in the last years of their lives. And they were both born in Texas, spent many, many years of their lives in Texas, only moved to Kentucky for a short while my grandfather's job had transferred them there. And then almost as soon as they could, they moved back to Texas. And for them, it is like God's promised land. No matter how many times I joked that God is not in Texas this time of year, to them, Texas is like the state to be in. And so my dad remembers all of his life growing up, like every vacation was spent in Texas. I remember a lot of my vacations being spent going to Texas to visit my grandparents. And they lived in a tiny little town called Maybank, which is south of Dallas. I don't remember if it's east or west. Forgive me for never remembering. But I always remember, like, we would drive to Texas, which for me and my brother was fairly fun. Probably not for my parents. It was a very long drive from Virginia. But we would go to Texas and we would be in this tiny little town where, like, population is under 5,000. We were very bored a lot. If we wanted to go do anything fun, we had to drive even further to go do something, see the Alamo, which I don't remember being very fun, or drive to San Antonio to do the river walk, and which was kind of cool. But like we always had to like go drive even further to do anything. And or we would like see a ton of relatives that we were distantly related to that like we had no memory of. And so for us, like Texas wasn't the most fun. And we always went when it was really hot and really brown and it's a very flat state, or some of the state is pretty flat. So like all of my memories of Texas have been not very great, to be totally honest. And so when we planned to go for this specific trip, it was like, can we make some good new memories of Texas? Can we go and have some new perspective of this state? Like, is it even possible to go and have fun? Because the only other trip that our family has ever gone to Texas, we went to Austin and had the best time. And so we thought maybe we can go and like explore Dallas and actually really enjoy it. Because I know so many people that live in Texas and absolutely love it. And there is no way that all these people can live in this state and love it and us be completely wrong. So we wanted to go and get some new perspective and maybe some new clarity on what is a known place for us. Like we know that we've been there, but for us, maybe it could be new. And so we started Googling things to do in Dallas, and all of a sudden, a whole world opened up to us. There's a zoo, an aquarium, museums, all these great places to eat, places to get coffee. And we were like completely dumbfounded of all these amazing, great things to do because we were never, ever taken into Dallas by my grandparents, probably because they were a little terrified of doing all that downtown driving. And so we went and explored Dallas like we have never done. And we got to experience all of this amazing stuff. And so we got to see a whole new side of this state and this city that we had never been able to see. And for us, it was navigating a new known. And all six of us, now my son has only been to Texas twice. He's 4. For him, it wasn't anything new. I mean, it was new for him because he'd never done it, but it wasn't like getting clarity or perspective for him. But for the rest of us, it was like, oh my goodness, what an exciting way to like be together on this vacation, to see Texas in a whole new light and have all these amazing, wonderful memories, and to have so much fun together exploring a city that we didn't really ever get to explore in the past. And so it was navigating a new known, and it helped us get perspective on what everybody loves about being in Dallas. And it helped us get some clarity on what could be and what could have been for us if we had simply tried to put out there like, oh hey, we're going to like see something new. And so my question is, if you have been struggling where you are, if you have felt overwhelmed or found yourself in uncharted territories and you feel like you're struggling to find your footing where you are, and you aren't really sure how to make sense of a new situation, like maybe it is a completely new area for you. You've changed jobs, you've moved to a new city, you have started a new relationship, you've realized a new dream. And so everything is completely new to you, and it's not a new known, but a new unknown. Know that you're not alone. Many people have been where you are, and maybe for you, it is a new known where you have kind of been in that area before, but you've gotten new perspective and new clarity on that area. And so you still feel like, ooh, my footing isn't quite so sure like it normally would be. And so I could just use some tips. Stephanie, do you have any help that you can offer me? Because I just am not sure what to do in this new known or potentially new unknown. And I'd love to let you know that yes, today I do have some tips, and you don't have to drive or fly all the way to Texas or all the way to Dallas to have this like eye-opening experience. You can simply get it right here with me right now. So, number one is to help manage the uncertainty, because when we feel unsure, when we feel like we're lost, it brings that like sense of uncertainty, like we aren't sure what to do, and it can cause some fear. And so we need to help kind of like figure out where that uncertainty is coming from. Is it fear? Is it the unknown? Where is that coming from? And so if it's coming from a place of fear and exploring that fear, that might take a little bit of deeper work of working with someone to figure out where that fear is coming from and how to overcome it. But if it's coming from a place of, I simply don't feel like I have the answer, you can look, you can do some research, do some Googling, reach out to an expert in that area. So, like if you are in maybe a new job and you're in a new field, there are so many ways to look for resources in that field. For example, if you've switched from maybe working in retail to being an admin, there are so many resources that can help you, courses that you can take online on how to be a better admin. And so if your uncertainty is in an area where you're like, I wish I knew more, there are so many ways to learn more things. And again, if it is fear, that can be something internal where you can kind of come up with like a mantra for yourself or look up some affirmations so you can start to remind yourself that yes, within you, you can overcome fear, or you can work with somebody to say, I'm feeling this fear, I'm a little nervous, how can I help manage this uncertainty, this like scaredness that I feel, so that I can kind of overcome this. And often with fear, it can be reframing what is real and what is not real, because often fear comes from a place of what is not real. And so we do this sometimes with our son. I do this with myself when I feel scared of determining what is real, what is not real. So when we are afraid of something, we can reframe what we're thinking and almost be like, okay, I'm feeling afraid because I feel like maybe if I jump into this thing that is unknown, it will completely fall apart. But if we also know from past experience that when you jump into something unknown and it doesn't fall apart, you can say, okay, is this fear real or not real? And if you can look at the past and say, I've jumped into things unknown and it did not fall apart, you can remind yourself, I've jumped into things, it did not fall apart. This fear isn't necessarily based in fact, it is unreal. I'm jumping into this new thing and I know that it will be okay and that it will not fall apart. So reframing our thoughts can help us when it comes to fear. Now, we another thing that we can do when we're jumping into a new known or a new unknown, either one, is to shift our mindset. Now, I have a bunch of friends that are coaches. They work on with people with their reframing their thoughts and how they think and practicing mindfulness. And one of my favoriteest people in the world, Felicia Searcy, who taught me the best question in the world, what would I love? It always makes me giggle when she hears the word mindset because she doesn't necessarily love it. Because in her opinion, which I totally agree with, our mind is not set. Our mind flows and it has the chance to grow and move and improve. And so when we say shift our mindset, it's almost like saying, I want my mind to flow and improve and grow. And so it's not necessarily set, it's that we want our mind to shift and allow us to flow from the like feeling of uncertainty into a feeling of certainty and to let our brain come with us and our heart even come with us too, and to help go from the perspective of here to seeing the new perspective that can be over here. And so instead of being set here in whatever it is, the fear, the unknown, the scared, or like, well, this is how it always is, but allowing ourselves to grow into the courage or the knowledge that it will be okay, or the this new and exciting thing is going to be wonderful, allowing that growth to happen instead of being set here, but to allow growth and to kind of move and shift and allow ourselves to see the different side of something and to have that clarity to go, oh wow, I've changed how I looked at this situation and it's going to be okay, and I'm going to grow and see this amazing thing come to fruition for me. And so, one of the things that I love most when I think about perspective and how to change it is to put myself in, especially when you're like dealing with another human, is to put yourself in their shoes. But maybe you're not in a situation where we're putting ourselves in somebody else's shoes. Maybe it's, I'm starting a new job, or I really would love to like see this dream of mine come true. And having a dream come true doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else is against us in that case. And so we need new perspective from the other side. And getting that new perspective can sometimes mean saying, what will my life look like when that good thing happens? So if your dream, and I'm going to use one of my clients as an example because I think her dream is one of the best dreams on the face of the planet. I wish more people had this dream. Her dream in life is to have a house with a hot tub. And I think it is just amazing because for her, a hot tub represents so many wonderful things. Most importantly, like completely represents what it looks like to have the ability to just relax whenever you want. And yes, who doesn't need more relaxing in their life? And so for her, even if she doesn't have the hot tub now, if she can visualize what her life will look like and change that perspective of, I don't have a hot tub now and that is sad, but she can say, what will my life look like when I do have that hot tub, when that thing I really truly want is in my life? What will that look like and how will that feel? That helps her see, instead of saying, well, I don't have this, it helps her see, oh, I can grow to this point of saying, oh my goodness, I can live my life where it's relaxing. I can live in a place and have that amazing thing where anytime I want, I can be relaxed. I can have that glorious thing that I really truly want. And if she can see from the point of, I don't have this thing, to this is what life will like to have this thing, she can start to take not only the steps to get to this thing, but also start to do things in her life that are also relaxing along the way to having the hot tub. And that might look like going on vacations where a hotel has a hot tub, being around people who have hot tubs. And that might sound like you're taking advantage, but I promise it's not. If you have a friend with a hot tub and y'all hang out with a friend with a hot tub. But like, doing things that allow her to have that relaxation in her life that continue to get her to that point where she has the hot tub. And then who knows, maybe her dream will become to have two houses with a hot tub at each house. But If she can allow herself to see what it will look like on the other side, and you can allow yourself to see what it will look like on the other side, to get that clarity, to get that perspective, to say, okay, it feels a little unknown now, or even it's kind of known, but not how to get there, you can start to get that like roadmap to that point. Which brings me to tip number three. We've already talked about what it looks like to manage our uncertainty and to shift our perspective, to shift our mindset from being set to being open and flowing. And then three, the best way and one of the most productive ways that I can say to navigate our new known and our new unknowns is to create a roadmap to that success. So if you are starting something new and adventuring into something new, believing in that new thing that you truly want, and you're like, oh, it feels kind of like nervous. I know for us, when we were planning this trip to Texas, we were all kind of like, what is there to do? It meant us looking up what are the fun things to do in Dallas. We created a roadmap to having a successful trip by looking up fun things to do in Dallas. And it really opened our eyes to all of the things that were available. And we didn't even get to do them all. But if you can say, this is where I am right now, and it feels a little scary or it feels a little unknown, but this is where I want to be, and this is what I'd like to feel. We can look from one side to the other and start to create that roadmap that allows us to get from one point to the other, point A to point B, or even point B to then point C, and create that roadmap for success. And if you're not sure how to create that roadmap, that's a great indicator that maybe you need more support in your life. Maybe you need more community in your life. Maybe you need a coach or a mentor to walk along beside you to help set goals or to break larger challenges into smaller, more manageable steps to say, well, if this is the thing you want, if you want a hot tub, maybe we need to figure out how to bring in more income, or maybe we need to find a rental that has that. But it's able having somebody else that can look in to your situation, because they'll have a different perspective too, and they'll have different ability to see clearly how to give you a roadmap. Because if you think about it, when you get in your car, even with a map, a physical map, or a GPS, if you get in your car here, you don't necessarily see the destination at the end. We can't get on a plane in Virginia and see Dallas from that plane. That doesn't mean that we can't get to Dallas. That doesn't mean that if we get in our car, we can't get to Dallas. It means that we simply need to know every step of the way how to get there. And our map and our GPS can give us all of those steps along the way. And when we have big dreams and when we have big goals and we have things that we want, and we're feeling unsure and we feel like our feet are struggling to find the grounding that we need to get us to that goal or get us to that dream, and that new unknown or even new known, hi meatball, is kind of a bit daunting, having someone help us with that roadmap and create that roadmap with all those steps can be a key, a huge, huge key to helping you get there. So that if you can't see the end point here, you can at least see, okay, I can do step one, and then I can do step two, and then I can do step three. But if you look all the way to your goal and think, if I can't see the end, why even start? You're going to sit in that place of uncertainty and sit in that place of fear for a very, very long time. And so I would super encourage you today, if you're watching with me live or on the replay, to just know that it is okay, and to know that you're not alone. If you're navigating these feelings of uncertainty, if you're navigating that shift in your perspective, if you're navigating that clarity as you're facing some new challenges in your life, and you're like, ooh, I need a roadmap to success. I am, and a couple people that help with me, we are working on helping give you that support, that roadmap that you can have to success. We're going to be offering that to you on our new masterclass. You can join us. Meatball will likely be there. And we will help you work out your roadmap to success on our masterclass. You can simply drop the word masterclass below, and we will get you all of that info so that you can have that perspective and clarity that you are craving and that you're wanting. And then you can have your step-by-step guide to getting to that thing that you really want, whether you're working on that new career goal, or you're working on that like thing that you're wanting personally, some dream that you have deep in your soul that you're wanting to work towards, whether it's a hot tub or starting some big project that you really want in your home, whatever it is, we are here to help you create that roadmap for success. And if you're able to create that roadmap for yourself, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you. But if you're sitting here saying, Stephanie, I feel like creating a roadmap for myself is really hard because I'm not sure how to get to my destination, we've got you. Simply drop simply drop masterclass below and we will help you get set up on creating that roadmap for you. So again, if you are wanting to figure out how to manage your uncertainty and wanting to figure out how to grow in your mind with, instead of being set in one way, but how to grow from point A to point B or point A to point K, however far you want to go, and get that roadmap for you as you're navigating all of these wonderful, beautiful things of making your dream a reality, we are here to help you have that kind of audacious success in your life and help you get your crap together to make that happen. Thank you again for joining me. It is always such an honor and a privilege to have you be here with me. I am here live on Wednesdays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, where we share tips on how you can have wild, audacious success in your life. Again, I am Coach Stephanie Young, and I'm so grateful that you chose to join me today as we chatted about navigating new and sometimes not new knowns or new knowns and unknowns, and how we can gain clarity and perspective on all of those things in our journey towards finding success in life. I will see you next week where we will jump into more tips on how we can have audacious success in our life. Again, if you are hoping to get more information on your own blueprint and your roadmap to success, drop masterclass below and we will get you that info. Have